other word. If you want to live, you must heed my words. And skin grind likes to wash both like a cute little boss will next show. Wake up in the morning, that's terrific. But beware, the door might be mythic. You might die in the local pub at the bottle of thing. It's a corn grind, so watch out. You will end up just as I thought. Just as I thought. Friend, you better watch out. You will end up just as I thought. Just as I thought. Just as I thought. Don't let Salmo get his bread, or he might be rich, but we will be dead. Talk to Dorian in Talos Closet. He knows how to get ahead. Scams, Dremora, watch us, seek us. Miss at you from your music speak us. But it has to be understood that you speak us might be from my brotherhood. So watch out. You will end up just as I thought. Just as I thought. Friend, you better watch out. You will end up just as I thought. Just as I thought. Just as I thought. Diedrich entities, big and small, patiently wait for the towers fall. Some of them down like a game of Jenga. Nerd is a playground to them all. Down the count the days to pass. You've got but disaster on your ass. Don't succumb to a sense of dread. You thus will be who they see red. You better watch out. You will end up just as I thought. Just as I thought. Friend, you better watch out. You will end up just as I thought. Just as I thought. Just as I thought.
The moon and star come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon my heart, look upon my heart. Oh, lay down your weapons, it is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon my heart, look upon my heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god, how can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god, god. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. Well, the moon and star come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh. Come, Nerevar, come and look upon my heart, look upon my heart. Oh, lay down your weapons, it is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon my heart, look upon my heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god, how can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god, how can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god, god. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. Oh, I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. God. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god.
sad that you don't talk to me. If you could tell me what is in your head, 'cause you used to tell me that we're meant to be. I know that death will never do us part. I look at the mark here, I spit in his face. To bring you back, I learned dog smart.
Hello. Hello, everyone. It's very nice to see the greetings from Lettuce and from Happy Noir. Where am I? Keep forgetting to load myself in. Oh. There I am. Hooray! Okay, stream time. So, how is everybody today? Hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Mitama-san. It's nice to see you as always. Okay. I think we should just be getting Morrowind up. Getting our Morrows winded. Chlorwind. That's right. That sounds like it sounds like a thing that cleans your swimming pool. Brand new Chlorwind kills 99.9% of everything, probably. I always like that little disclaimer. It kills 99.9% of bacteria, viruses, whatever. And it's like, I know that what they mean by that is like, it should kill everything, but they cannot guarantee that like there is not some kind of pathogen that might somehow survive bleach.
I thought it was just like that the inverse of that is gonna survive, and so the stuff will be back in like a few days. As it was.
Well, I mean, I think it's also because like most people do not actually practice full aseptic technique when they're cleaning stuff. Like, you kind of just go with good enough. Anyway, let's load up Salentia Snoopino. What a name. What a woman. Here she is. Did you forget about her and her cool outfit? This isn't really the sort of way that a servant of the Emperor should dress. So she's gonna take her armor off when she's not being armed, I think. I think that seems reasonable. So, last time we finished Balmora. Not Balmora. We didn't finish Balmora, we finished Seyda Neen. Which is up here. So, the results from last time, let's quickly make these a little easier to see for a sec. Let's just maybe make the backgrounds black. I think that might be a little bit easier to deal with. Okay, well that also demonstrates that it should probably be like background opacity. Let's put in like 90%. Actually, now it's kind of legible instead of being like really hard to read. Okay, so yes, as I was saying, census results for Seyda Neen. Population count 24, employment rate 95.8%, 2% unemployed.
Didn't realize you were doing this.
95.8% employment rate, which is excellent. I mean, 4.2 is I think a pretty healthy unemployment rate, because that is ultimately one individual who was unemployed. Well, two individuals. Anyway, we'll go over that. So, 4.2% unemployed. That's one individual. 12.5% of the population is in an at-risk economic position. That means that they are, in danger of bad things happening if they don't. How was I doing this before? Oh, I was writing this down on a. Yeah, it's a nice place to live. I was writing this down on a real life notepad. I remember now. Is there a way to get like notepad cam? Could I do that? I'm trying to. Well, why would I even put it to be able to achieve that? Let me see if I can adjust this. Be something that you can see, so that you can see me working. You can get proof that I am actually doing all of this by hand. So what do we want? We want um video capture? Yeah. Notepad cam. Okay, that's a lot of unnecessary additional information. How are we gonna fix that issue? Let's. Oh my god, I don't even know what noises that's all about. Hey, hang on. What if we kind of prop up the? Oh, this sucks. I'm not good at this. Hey, oh, wait. We're approaching legibility. It's not quite the whole image that's visible, is probably some of the issue. Flip vertically? Well, I don't see how that achieves anything. That's flipped vertically, I suppose. What's the crossbar? I don't know what that button does. Also, how would I write on this? Okay, let's turn the page to. Oh, do we want to turn the page, or do we just want to turn the notepad upside down? Oh, wait a minute. What if we this gonna a clipboard might help? See, that's an excellent idea. That's an excellent. That's an. Hang on, let me. There we go. Here's my little. That's an excellent idea. The problem is I don't have a clipboard, which complicates matters somewhat. Hello, this is my. Hang on, wait a minute. This is my new VTuber avatar. It's just this little webcam feed of my Lady Dimitrescu bean plushie thing. She calls you. She comes to your house and she calls you a stupid thing. Uh, isn't this isn't helpful at all. Okay, what if I try and bring it back up here? Dimitrescu bean. That's right. Okay. Now that hasn't worked at all. Now you can see. Now you can see part. This is. I didn't think this through. That's like the motto of this stream. Hang on a moment. I do have a plushie data actually. He's he's just here. Hello. Likes to say hello. Wait a minute, actually, I can show you my little friends. What? I don't think I've ever done this. I don't think I've ever had like the webcam on while I'm streaming. Yeah. We got the Lady Dimitrescu bean plushie. She's very cute. She's got a nice little outfit. We've got Data. I believe this was hand crocheted. My girlfriend got it for me, which was very sweet. There's a very anxious looking Kabeni, little Nendoroid creature. And then behind here is Ahsoka Tano, who, like, it's not like she's my favorite Star Wars character ever, but I do like her. She's quite cool. It's pretty good.
And here is the.
And I'm not gonna put you on the camera.
Okay.
There's a Henry Hoover, but that's not like a cute plushie that I have. That's like here for when I need to clean the dust off of stuff, which is a lot of the time. Okay, let's. Maybe this will work. Try. Okay. I don't know how legible this is going to be to you as the audience. But we're gonna have we're gonna have we're gonna have notepad cam. Can I put like a little thing above that? Hang on. Let me put that to the side here. And then so let's shrink this back down. And then gonna want to get rid of this. I believe the next actually let's go back into the game for a second. The next nearest settlement, I believe, is Pelagiad. So that will be next on our agenda for the Census Bureau. So let's census Pelagiad. So population, employment rate, demographics. I think that was maybe what I put down before. Is there a way to like I just cancel that? Okay, there we go. Income of citizens. Okay, that's what I put in there before. To-do list. Okay, so Pelagiad. Okay, there we go. Now we've got that ready for when we need to have it. Can I have that be left aligned? That would be very cool. Alignment left. Okay, well, it'd be cool if the thing was also. Did you all know that I don't know much about how to actually like use OBS? Oh no. The professionality of the stream. My well-known, extremely professional stream. So let's put up at the top here. Pelagiad. Wow, it's really hard to write when it's oriented like that. I think my character also did two little jumps. Just for fun. So let's head over to Pelagiad. At the moment I have 76 gold on me. Oh yeah, there was that whole issue previously with the murderer, the guy who murdered the tax collector. Um, I think for now we're gonna have to report that we have a confession, and I think we're going to have to reasonably. I think we're going to have to belay our own responsibility for that matter to maybe someone with a higher level of uh, combat training. Yeah, the priority is the census. Um, the sooner we can get further data on the census, the more resources we can request from the Imperial government, which, will allow us to maybe take some steps to deal with issues like the murder of tax collectors. So I think reasonably, first I'm going to get rid of this hot bar in the middle here. This is annoying me. Cookies hot bar. I don't need that. It's just annoying and it takes up room on the bottom of the screen. But I'd rather show the beautiful landscapes of the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. This area is very swampy. Because we're in a swamp. That's why. It's the primary reason why. As you can see over here, it's got some nice trees and big mushrooms. I like the big mushrooms. I've got to say, of all the places to... Oh my god! What is this? Ugh. I did it. I killed this worm thing. Wow. Maybe I should wear my armor. Maybe I should wear my armor while I'm out in the wilderness. That's probably a good idea. And then when I'm on the job, I can dress a little bit more professionally. I didn't realize I was going to be accosted by evil slugs. I didn't realize that was an employment hazard over here. Anyway, over here, you can see the beautiful settlement of Pelagiad. In the traditional Imperial style, big wall fortifications, buildings made from bricks. Seyda Neen did have a rustic charm to it. I'm not going to deny that. At the same time, I think I'm going to feel a little bit safer in a place that has walls and maybe slightly fewer murderers of civil servants. I mean, that's presumptuous of me. I'm aware. I'm aware that it's it is an uncalled for assumption that just because one tax collector was murdered, who admittedly a lot of people did say was unpopular, that doesn't mean that other civil servants are at any kind of risk. So I think it's reasonable for us to continue. Now, the one thing is, I don't know where the census and excise office is in this in Pelagiad. So we may have to stop by, I'm assuming, the central administration building, which I'm sure will be located somewhere in this fort. Perhaps this guy can give us some advice. Hello? He didn't seem very interested in talking to us, but let's ask for a specific place. The trade house, merchants, a few colonists, and Fort Pelagiad. Most of us are colonists from the Empire. Adventurers looking for fortune. So the west of town. Okay, yep, that's fine. Have no travel services, but walking's good exercise. Okay, where can I speak to administrators? Okay, there's a trader, high elf, a smith. There's two smiths. Wow. There's a shrine. Okay, with a healing altar, so that's nice. And there's some trainers. They work at the tavern. Okay, tax collect. Okay, Angarel of Volkel Guard is the boss of Fort Pelagiad. Okay. So I want to speak to Angaron, whatever his name was. Oh yeah, now we're in town. So let's remove our unbecoming armor. Oh, Imperial Guard. You might know a little more about Pelagiad. Guard the roads. Builds up farms. Shops and trade. Okay. Alright, so that wasn't actually very useful, but you know, we're here now. We've got this fellow here, Kunthar. So it looks like this is a place. I mean, Seyda Neen had a diverse population. It seems like Pelagiad has an even more diverse population. You know, we've only seen one dark elf so far, so that's interesting. I'm curious about how that's gonna work in terms of um the employment. Oh, guard captain. Okay, this guy will know what's your background. Okay, you got some advice. Nobody's gonna hold your hand in the Legion. Okay. Well, okay, you don't actually know if okay, so here's the Smith. I'm not sure where she works because there's no actual smithing station here. So let's okay. Right, so we may have it doesn't seem like there's any signposting in this area. Okay, well that's a locked door. I don't think that the census is going to be located here. Not behind a locked door, at least. You'd assume there will be signposting. So let's go look for somewhere that is properly signposted. Okay. Angaril, hello. So fines and compensation. Collected by the state. Yep, that's me. Compensation goes to the injured party. Yep. Okay. Well, that's great. Okay. Have you got information about? Okay, services. You're telling me very similar stuff to what I already had before. What is your trade specific? Okay, so you know that's great. I'm really happy for you that you know how to use lots of weapons. Right now, I need to know where the census office is. Is it maybe? Wow, this is I would not want to be stationed up here. This is a very desolate guard position. Maybe they put them up here in pairs. Okay. Alright, well, it looks like maybe people here they were right when they say they don't want to hold your hand. I would also describe that as being willfully uncooperative. But you know, you call it what you want. Okay, let's check in here. Census. Ah, your Ikfa. Okay, what about you? Oh, Imperial cult service. Okay, that's not relevant. Right. Yeah, exactly. Why don't they want to hold my hand? Stop being reckless. Okay. Look, this is all really great information. I'm glad that you're telling me your life story. That's not what I need to know right now. What I need to know is where I can find the local census office. Yeah, I don't think they're Beatles fans here. I don't know how much foreign music gets to this place. I'm assuming you're not part of this. Ah! Oh, wait, what is that? Oh, that's like a locked. I don't. I guess maybe those are windows? Maybe that's like from when the place is being raided. I don't know. Okay, let's check upstairs. You know, it was nice. The first place we went, there was so much okay, that's gonna be another rooftop tower. Um, you know, the first place we went, Census Bureau was everybody knew where it was. They're more than happy to talk about it. Over here, people have been very, very uncooperative. Honestly, it's been quite frustrating. All right, let's. Okay, so this is just where we were a second ago. Oh my god. Ah, okay. So let's check maybe this tower. Maybe there's a guy up here. Nope. Okay. I. I mean, this is an entirely separate settlement, and it was, you know, I mean, it wasn't that far, but at the same time, that's not the sort of walk that you'd want someone to do between just to get to an office. I'm just back here again. What about you? You have a crossbow. What's your trade? Okay. All right. Okay. So, oh yeah. Yeah, I would really love to get a physical copy of the strategy guide. Unfortunately, they are unbelievably expensive nowadays. Um, for what it's worth, if you think that I mean, obviously, I'm not exactly having a conventional experience for the game, but if you think that this seems like your sort of way of having the game where it's you know mostly how it traditionally was, um with just a few quality of life changes, that's probably, you know, that then I'd recommend Prisoner Log. Hang on a minute. They got a logbook. Okay. Okay, I mean that's fine. I was kind of, are you this oh okay, this that guy is maybe trying to do some like leg ups against the wall. New shoes, bragger. Yeah. Okay. Now, I feel like we're maybe along the right track here because I feel like, um, you know, near the prison, that's actually kind of a sensible place to um put the census bureau. So let's, do you know about I will. I've been trying to stay optimistic here. I am starting to become a little bit concerned that even though they have an entire fortress here, they don't have an administration, which seriously alarms me. Um, yeah, so uh, Open Morrowind. Um, Broadly speaking, the performance will be better. However, it does not currently have the ability to use the contents of the Morrowind script extender. So the modding scene for Open Morrowind is quite limited. Um, I mean, when I say limited, I don't mean like, wow, there's nothing you can do in it. It's not like Skyrim VR where it's a completely different like system and you have to basically redo everything from the ground up. It's basically just that the mods that you will get that are compatible with Open Morrowind will typically be simpler. Um, but you can definitely get a lot of enjoyment out of stuff, and a lot of kind of mod lists and things are built with Open Morrowind in mind. So it's not hard to find like something that's just like a little vanilla plus um experience. Okay, I do you think there's anywhere that we've missed so far? Because I'm actually quite alarmed at this point at the idea that the Empire. I mean, this doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm sure this isn't the case. But the idea that the Empire, which is by far the richest civilization in history, would not employ a single administrator in a town that has existed, I mean, for at least 10 years. It must have taken 10 years to build this fortress. So I, I don't know if I've seen a kitchen. Where do people go to the tavern? I Okay. That's actually a good point. Maybe the administration does not reside in the main fort compound. Maybe that would be seen as them hiding themselves away from the population. So instead, let's check these buildings around here. I mean, most of them look residential, but possibly some of them are, or at least one of them might be the census office. Okay, that's a house. Someone's house. That is shop. They've got a well, so that's good. Another house. I just I just want to ask a question. Have you ever visited a place, even a small village, that had absolutely no administrative services whatsoever? Because I don't think it would, I know this isn't a big place, but I don't believe that it would be able to function if they did not provide some kind of administration. The only thing I can think, maybe the tavern. Maybe there's someone here who works with the census. Okay, let's talk to this guy. Yakum Shishishi. Okay. Um. Okay, so you're an Ashlander. The indigenous population of Morrowind. Well, I mean, I suppose it's complex because obviously there is the indigenous authority who are the kind of established dark elves, and then these are a smaller indigenous group that tends to live in the local area. Okay, they've got information. They've talking about a Sharmat, Dagoth, okay. People can't sleep. Had bad dreams. This guy had. He's got. Okay, so he's concerned about atmospheric conditions. I'll have to pass that on to the Environmental Protection Agency. Now, okay, what have you got? Okay, that might be useful for me to keep in mind. That there is. Okay. I rumors. Yeah, they're worried about Lovecraft and stuff. Okay, how about you? You appear to have a spider on your chest. I assume that's a piece of clothing. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to stare. Have you, no, okay, have you got any advice? It's not much work around here. I've noticed, on account of the fact that there appears to be no administration service. Can you help me? Yes. What is your job? You're a rogue. That's not useful. You got stuff about the Thieves Guild. How about this person over here? What's your trade? You're a monk? That's great. Uh, you also want to talk about the Thieves Guild? Do you want to talk about the Thieves Guild? No, you want to talk about vampires. Okay, let's check upstairs. Upstairs they may have. Okay, how about you? You, nicely dressed services? Uh, yeah, it's the same thing to say as everyone else. That door is locked. I'm not gonna try and open a locked door. What about here? That is someone's bedroom. I'm not gonna pester her. That is another locked door, although it does say I'm permitted. I don't really get how that works. Um, okay. What about these plates? These plates have any information? No, they're just plates. Is there anything in this cabinet? No. Okay, so let's take a moment to think. The Empire has sent me to Vvardenfell as a census taker, and they have put me in an area. They have put me in a. They have put me in an administrative region that has, as far as I'm aware, no civil service to speak of whatsoever. So I am acting again. I just want to point out I'm a novice in the Census and Excise office. They shipped me here. This is my first job. I am fresh out of training. And they don't even have dental. Okay. So, first of all, I would like to complain. No civil civil service? No civil service. Which is very alarming and confusing, and I'm a little bit scared, but I'm also tired. It is 8 o'clock at night. I think it is reasonable for me to request somewhere to sleep. Okay. What Cthulhu Cthulhu? Okay, so let's have a nap, and then I can put together my thoughts on how we're going to handle things in the morning. So let's sleep until nice early rise at 6 a.m. Okay. So in the morning. That's rough that's to off. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, let's this doesn't have any information about the census. Okay. Can I sell you this little thing I found? 1 gold. Can you at least give me the asking price? No. A single coin. Am I gonna have to oh wait, it does look like there's maybe some free food. Okay, that doesn't look like that stuff that people should be having for free. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Alright. So it does seem like there's actually quite a few guards employed here. And I think maybe the central administration is a place to look first. Maybe while we're there, we might be able to find um someone who can give us any information at all about our contact with the census and excise office. Because right now, it feels like I've been chucked in the deep end. Okay, so first of all, let's check the central area. So, we have the guard captain. He has gold trim on his helmet. Do you have a name, sir? Apparently not. Um, that's good point. That's why I stopped trying to fight that other guy. Okay, so guard captain. Is apparently his given name. Um, so obviously he has a place to stay. At number 4, I'm assuming that he resides here. I would assume that as an officer, he is wealthy. This is, I mean, despite its lack of civil amenities, it does seem to be quite a uh, well established location. Okay, here is Ikva. She is a healer and a member of the Imperial cult, so she is a member of clergy staff. So Ikva. And well, I'm gonna say that she's comfortable. She's wearing a basic robe, but she is also a member of the clergy, so I'm gonna assume that her needs are being met on account of the fact that, generally speaking, members of Religious groups don't need particularly high income. They are fulfilling a calling, a personal calling. Shutback. May I inquire about your job? Smith. Okay, so she is also a member of the Legion. Um, so okay, let's make sure that we get this right. This is Shad back gra Burbank. It's important that we get these details correct. I've realized that we didn't put down a profession. Uh, so you are a smith and a soldier. So let's. It's not very clean. We'll figure that out. Now, she's wearing quite simple clothes, but she is doing, she's doing quite physical labor, so probably isn't that surprising that she's doing something that is focused on, you know, practical clothing, not expensive, not going to be something that's difficult to replace. Okay, was there anywhere else actually inside this building? I remember there was a door down here, but that's locked. And I'm just going to assume that people aren't behind locked doors. Okay, so here's the commander. Now this guy's got a full room with bedposts. He's got food. He's got drink. He's got his own locked cupboard. Multiple chests that he clearly uses to store supplies. He's got potions. He's got alcohol. So yeah, clearly this guy is well off. So Angaril, you are a master at arms. So you, I imagine, primarily are a trainer, like a sort of drill sergeant guy. So Angaril. Uh, how would you define that? Military trainer, military tutor, training officer? I don't know what they call that in the military. I'll admit they didn't really prepare us for this. And I honestly I don't even know if this is in my wheelhouse. That the military, I assume they do their own census taking, but how do I know? Because there's no census here. There's no admin. Yeah, throwing a bucket of rainbow paint. That's about how I feel right now. I feel like someone's thrown a bucket of rainbow paint at me. A guard? Imperial Legion? It is census time. Currently, I'm trying to figure out what this guy's job is. He's a master at arms. I mean, maybe I just put that down. Master at arms. Master at arms. He is wealthy, I would say. I'd say this fella is pretty well off. If you look at his sophisticated armor, I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm hard pressed to say that this man is a wealthy individual. Okay. So, oh yeah. So, next logical place to go would be down to the dungeon. I know it was around here somewhere. It was through this way? South wall? Okay. Now, let's not check the prisons right now, because we should check if there's any guards in this area. Should I do that later? Okay. You're an Imperial, so you are just a bog standard, normal old guard. So. Guards. Times, and then just have to start tallying them. I think. Okay. I don't believe. Oh, wow! I feel more athletic. That's nice. Okay. So no one else in this area of the fort. It's good to know. So now let's just go and check how many people are employed in the prison. Okay, you are still doing your little exercises. Just checking you're an Imperial Guard. Okay, now this is an issue we've not had to deal with before, but it sounded like both of these prisoners were residents. So, new shoes, I am going to say I'm not a prisoner, that I'm a census taker. So his name is Rhaegor. And you do a little of, okay, that's not actually information about what your job is. Are you a member of, uh, okay, so this guy appears to have, maybe he's not, okay. I don't think this man is in legal employment. Now, I think the way that we would have to do this is, and maybe I'm getting a little bit too into the excise part of census and excise. But I think it's reasonable to say that this man's income is illicit. So I'm gonna say he is well, I mean, he's a member of the Thieves Guild, so let's just call him a thief. Now, that is a suggestion of where he perhaps got his new shoes. Which then raises the issue of this, I suppose, is his residency at the moment. So I'll say there. Now, my question is, this guy has new shoes. He can afford new shoes. Is he at risk? Well, he is in prison. Now, as a representative of the Imperial authority, I would like to hope that prisons are of a high standard and the people inside them are kept. Sorry, I've realized that I've not had stream audio on this whole time. Games audio. So I think I'm gonna say, I mean, certainly from a social perspective, he is at risk because he is literally he is incarcerated. Therefore, he cannot participate to the fullest extent in society. Now, that might be as a punishment for a crime, but it's also clear that it will have a negative impact on, he sees someone walking up to his cell and asking him questions about his professions, and his first thought is, are you also a prisoner? That suggests to me that maybe he's very caught up in the politics of his own imprisonment. So I'm gonna consider him to be at risk. I believe this man is economically at risk. Now this guy, Morbash Shagdub. Okay. Now, I'm intrigued about why he's so willing to have a chat with me, but I won't complain. So let's Morbash Shagdub. Wonderful. Now, this guy doesn't talk about his profession at all. And I said he got in a bar fight. Now, on account of no one having... I'm not sure if Vvardenfell is a polity which has bail for minor crimes. But considering that it doesn't seem like anyone has recently died, I assume that, he was tried for brawling. He wasn't imprisoned for murder. So I'm going to assume that he is unemployed. Maybe doesn't have anything to do now as a result. She gets a U. That's our first confirmed unemployed individual in Pelagiad. This guy, he's clearly very invested in his aerobic fitness. Which, I mean, when you're a guard of a prison, that's probably a healthy thing to do. I think maybe it would be healthy if he permitted the prisoners to involve themselves in the exercise program. I think that's, obviously not within my remit as a census taker, but I just intended it as a possible suggestion. Okay, so we've seen another guard here. Now, question, North Wall. Now, this isn't the same guy from a minute ago, was it? Right. This place is a bit of a maze. Hello, Smitten Samantha. So I think this is this is a guy we haven't spoken to before. I'm pretty certain.
Go ahead.
He does look similar to the captain, but he doesn't look like any of the other guards that we've spoken to, I'm pretty certain. So this is a third guard. Okay, so we're making progress. Already, Pelagiad, clearly, I mean, as perhaps is not particularly surprising considering its military roots, does seem to have a very high military population, which makes it even more baffling as to the complete lack of administrative services in the town. Okay, so here we have a female guard. I will mark that down. Now, there is the question with this guy over here. This is an archer. But is he... So yeah, you're an Imperial archer. Okay, that's great. Now, this guy's talking about guards. Is this guy a soldier? Or is he just a guard who is issued with crossbow? Because we aren't seeing, like, soldiers here. With the exception of the commander. I feel... I mean, clearly the police here are military in nature. They are military police. And that is obviously, you know, again, I want to avoid excessive political commentary in my capacity as a member of the Census and Excise Office. Now, in the meantime, I think I am going to make the ruling that this man, if he is a guard, he would be trained separately from the other guards. So I think, let's say this man, Imperial Archer, in case it becomes relevant, I am going to put him as a separate individual. And yes, I am doing well, thank you, Samantha. Okay. Now, here are... Okay, so there's another guard. There is a second guard. So... Oh no, we've already spoken to the woman. The red guard fellow... Let's keep that in mind that we've spoken... Okay, there's an orc. So that is 2 more to put on the entrance. So that is 6. Okay, and things are really starting to come together. Now, let's speak to this guy here. Dreles Gilu. You are a rogue. Okay, can you tell me what that entails? You are a lovable rogue. You fight in self-defense. Okay. Train with numerous types of weaponry. This guy also wants to talk about the Thieves Guild. Okay, you seem to know an awful lot about the Thieves Guild. Now, again, this is not a judgment call. However, in order to accurately assess the economic statistics of the area, I think I have to put down that this man is a thief, along with New Shoes Bregor, who was located in the prison. So let's write down Drelas Gilu, thief. I mean, this is an at-risk position. At the end, inherently, crime of any kind is risky because that's a job you cannot necessarily rely on. Now, let's investigate as to whether this man has a house. Okay, Anasi has a house. I don't know who that is, but they have a house. Is this Drelas Gilu's house? No, this is Adanja's house. Let's go speak to Adanja. Hello, Adanja. Inquire as to your profession. You are a pilgrim. You search for enlightenment. Okay. Alright. So, I suppose that's a kind of self-employment, but at the same time she owns a house. So, I think clearly she maybe received some financial support from the temple. Or from... Yeah, I mean, but she's talking about the temple, she's talking about the High Fane of Vivek, so I think... I think maybe she seems to maybe be a sort of spiritualist who believes that all religions have elements of truth to them. Okay, so let's get a Danja here. Pilgrim. Let's do a little jump for joy there. I'm so excited about my job. Okay, another one. Then I think that logically she would be, I mean, comfortable. She's comfortable. She clearly receives some kind of financial support, or otherwise, maybe on her pilgrimages, she escorts other pilgrims, something like that. So she is clearly in a financially stable position, you know, she's got a nice house. It is on the edge of town, but it's not exactly a big town. Hello, Donnie! Apologies for the delay in saying hi. It's lovely to see you. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this guy has a house. So, actually, I forgot this. Actually, they are home owners. So that's 2 confirmed home owners so far. Let's see, Madras Neighbor. What's your job? You're an acrobat. Okay, well that's fascinating. You're an entertainer. Okay. Second story man and connoisseur of treasure. Wait. Oh my god, this guy's a thief! So many of the people in this town are criminals. And they're quite happy to discuss this openly with me. I mean, I'm not hiding who I am. My affiliation with the Census and Excise Office is public knowledge. Now, perhaps not everyone has been able to avail themselves of this knowledge, because apparently Fort Pelagiad doesn't have any kind of civil administration. But ultimately, that's not my responsibility. Okay. Alright. So, Madras Neighbor, I mean, this guy is a homeowner. And I suppose he has a day job. He's an entertainer. So I suppose at least this guy is probably actually reporting his income. So I'm going to put him as comfortable. Because evidently, look, the legal parts of his profession are enough for him to have an assortment of wares. He's got a cellar. He's got a downstairs cellar. I mean, this guy's clearly quite well off. Presumably because of all the stuff he steals, but hey, that's apparently just how things go in Pelagiad. Ooh, okay, let's go somewhere legitimate. Well, we know everything is going to be reasonable. Let's go visit the local trader. Okay. You have... Okay, so you are a trader. That's actually your job. So, Mabestian and... Okay. This guy is wealthy on account of the fact he owns a shop. I think it's pretty reasonable to say that if you own a financial establishment, you are wealthy. I'm not saying that he is absurdly rich. I'm not saying he's a nobleman. I'm just saying this is a man who has made his life's work out of selling things, which he has on display in quite large quantities. I mean, look, he's got an assortment of ceramics, pottery, he's got weaponry available, he's clearly got more stock in here. I mean, he's got armor of assorted rankings, he's got severely damaged iron halberd. I'm not quite sure what his plans are for that. He sells alcohol, so he's licensed. Got a license to sell alcohol? And I mean, he sells fine clothing. Okay, so this man, very wealthy. There is also a guard stationed inside this building, which seems responsible to me. That is our 7th guard. Hello, Perry. And yeah, thank you for greeting everybody. It's very kind of you. I do apologize again for streaming later than usual today. We haven't spoken to this man yet. Kunthar. Now, you are a barbarian. Okay. You like the wilderness. He lives off the land. He can play soldier for pay, but he hates taking orders. Okay, so, this is unemployed. This man is not employed. I would be surprised if he has property. I'd be surprised if he has more than one pair of underwear. He appears to be wearing... what? Burlap sack and a pelt. Okay, look, I know Vvardenfell is a rural area. It has only recently been opened up to international settlement. Before that, it was primarily the preserve of the Tribunal Temple. I understand that, and I appreciate that. I think that it is nice for there to be areas of untapped natural beauty. At the same time, I did not realize that this was a region where you could have a village whose population consists of soldiers who... The population consists of known, stated criminals, self-professed criminals, additionally, guards who seem to only go after these criminals if they are directly caught in the process of committing a crime. And men who wear the materials that you would normally use to store produce. Sorry, I was just taking a quick break to have a drink. Parvise Salas. Is that you? madam. That is you. What is your job? You're a commoner. You know, it's so nice to meet someone who just says, yep, I am on the common land. Pharisee. Thalas. She is a commoner. She has a house. She's legally employed. And although she dresses quite simply, I think it seems to me like she is comfortable. I mean, her house is maybe showing some signs of, you know, may need repairs in the next few years. But that is not my job. That is the job of the infrastructure inspection office. Okay, Ervil. Hello, Ervil. You're also a commoner. Thank you so much, Ervil. You are a normal, I would say human being. I feel like that's not appropriate. You are a ordinary... wood elf. You own a home? Yep, you're an ordinary person, Ervil. And that is wonderful. Thank you for your time. I will be moving on. I think we can confirm at this point that Kunthar does not own a home. Because this is the only other house. This is a large house. This is the largest house we've seen, I think. Made completely of stone. Junal Lay. Okay. Hello, Junal Lay. You are an acrobat. Okay. Is that a euphemism? Because it looks to me, Junale, like you're a farmer. Because you own a farm. Why are you telling me that you commit crimes when you own the only farm in the town? What am I meant to make of that? What's your strategy here? Are you just... do you... What is wrong with the people of Pelagiad? Everyone here is illegally employed, benefiting from the Thieves Guild. Okay, let's take a moment. Let's deconstruct that phrase. Thieves Guild. Why is there a guild for thieves? There's no gang members union officially registered. Is this a thing? Is this an established thing that I'm meant to just accept as completely ordinary? Oh look, I'm an acrobat now. Junole. I'm just putting you down as a farmer. If your income doesn't add up, we will return to investigate you further in the future. I believe that due to the large size of your home, you are actually wealthy, despite the fact that you wear simple clothing. Simple clothing does not preclude you from being wealthy. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe the thieves pay the government with some of the things that they steal, presumably from the government. Because what is there to steal in this area? Let's go into the tavern. Let's speak to the last few people who are here. Goodness me, it's already 4 PM. Been a busy day. Okay. Hello. This man is not a native speaker of Dunmaris. So, you know, I don't know if it's entirely reasonable for me to expect him to be able to describe his profession. So instead, let's look at how he is dressed. He is wearing armor. He has a shield. He is equipped with some kind of short sword. I'm going to say that I believe this man is a mercenary. I imagine that people will give him requests for orders, maybe as a hunter, maybe as protection from the numerous thieves operating in this town. And he just receives some gold. You know, I think this man wants to keep a legitimate profession. He has been nothing but cooperative with me during our conversations, so I will not hold his grasp of the language against him. So once again, this man, his name is Yakum Hashishishi. I'm gonna say you are a mercenary. I did not see a home for him, so I assume he takes residence in this building. Considering he is part of a marginalized ethnic group, I think, and the fact that he works based on commission, I am going to put him as an at-risk individual economically. I believe he is probably maybe fine with that. He may not prioritize obtaining large amounts of money, but I think it's important to... You're a sorcerer. That's great. That's great, Samia. Thank you. Just gonna put that down as mage. I am sure that you have a bed here, and you to... Oh, okay. Can you not... Can you maybe not very loudly whistle? When I'm taking notes. That's actually quite, painful and uncomfortable. Anasi, okay. We've already seen you are a homeowner. You're a monk. Okay, that's great. I'm going to say that you're comfortable. You're also wearing quite nice robes. This guy over here, Nellis Onmar. You're another thief. We already spoke to you earlier. I think 50% of this town may be thieves. Not including guards. But I think we've had 3 or 4 thieves so far. Now, he is wearing quite sophisticated clothing, and he described himself as a rogue instead of a thief, so I'm going to say this guy's wealthy. I don't know anymore. Alright, you're a publican. You have food, you have beds, Drelasa or Mothran. Publican. And that means that you are a business owner. So you own a building. You are a wealthy individual. Okay. Ladia Florugrius. What a name. You are a savant. Okay, it seems like she is probably an educator. I think she's a teacher. She has a lot of learning. She has a lot to say. She offers training. I think this is a teacher. She's a traveling teacher. The fact that she is traveling. Larucrius. Teacher. She has a residence. She, I would say, seems wealthy to me. I think a woman of such high education would also probably have refined tastes. I'm aware that you... What did I just do? Whoa. What's going on? I can see loads of stuff. Well, that's weird. Look, can I please inquire as to your profession? Please. All I need to know is what your job is, Herodes. Do you need to make my life any harder for me than it already is? Okay,
I haven't seen that before. What's your story?
What's my story? You don't get to know. You're an itinerant. Presumably have some kind of employment. Okay. I didn't realize that I would miss Seyda Neen so much. What was her name? Herodes? Herodes... I don't know, traveling. You probably shouldn't even count on the statistic. Got somewhere to stay, and she looked like she's pretty well off, so I'm just gonna say she's comfortable. Now, I believe that I have now
What is this
surveyed
about?
the entire population of Pelagiad. So,
There is someone watching me, I can tell.
I'm gonna purchase a bed for the rest of the night. And we're gonna go over... I'm gonna go over these statistics. So, as we can see, in the notes I have taken over the past 2 days. Well, actually, I mean, it was pretty much all one day. I only gained a small amount of information from the first day of information gathering. So, I think this area has a larger population than Seyda Neen. For a reminder, Seyda Neen had a population of 24. So, results. Population is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count them in a moment, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, plus 7 guards. So, the population of Pelagiad is 29. It really doesn't feel like the population is only slightly larger than Seyda Neen. It feels like Seyda Neen's population was very much smaller. Let's just check. I didn't previous information right. Wait, why did I write down population 24? That doesn't seem like 24 people at all. Oh wait, no, there's a whole first page. No, that's my, it's just my fault for not remembering. Okay. So, the employment rate. Okay. So, we had one individual, well, we had two individuals actually, who were explicitly not employed. Let's open up the calculator. Okay. So, turning off the notepad camera for now. Turning on the calculator camera. Window capture. Help cam. Okay. Now, we have a population of 29. 2 of those 29 individuals are unemployed. I should have put 29. I should have done that the other way round. I should have put 27 over 29. That is a 93.1 employment rate. It is still a pretty good employment rate. And it is worth noting that one of the unemployed individuals clearly has no interest in finding a job. He is happy to live off the land. So that's fair enough. Can't really tell him that he's not allowed to do that. Okay. So 2 over 29. 6.8% of the population is unemployed. I guess that'd actually be 6.9. 6.9% of the population is unemployed. So let's write this down. 29. Employment rate. 93.1. Income of citizens, we've got 6.9% unemployment. It's worse than Seyda Neen. Let's acknowledge that. Let's especially acknowledge that several of these individuals are known criminals, self-stated criminals, as I've already stated. Let's count them up now. So We've got Gregor, literally in prison. Um, who else is an at-risk individual? Drillis Gilu, at risk despite being a homeowner due to his line of work. Yakum Hershishishi even, he is at risk due to being a marginalized individual in a dangerous line of work. So that is 1, 2, and 3. And to be frank, that is putting it quite generously because several of these people told me that they are also criminals. I'm just not counting them. Because they have some form of legitimate profession. Okay. Next is the percentage of the population, which is by far the largest, the comfortable population. So we have all the guards, that's 7. We've got the healer. She is comfortable. Okay, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11 for the archer guy. Commoner dude, that's 11. 12 the acrobat. 13. 14. And 15. 15 out of 29. That is a large amount of the population. That is 51.7%. Comfortable. And finally, the wealthy proportion. Now, this is a much larger portion of the population than it was in Seyda Neen, due to the numerous businesses and the several high-ranking military officials. So we've got the guard captain. We have Samia the mage. We have Junal Lay, the farmer. So already we're at 3 wealthy individuals. That is larger than the amount that was in Seyda Neen. We've got the trader, Mr. Dempsey. That is 4. Number 5 is Nellis Onmar. Number 6 is Drillasi Publican. Or Drillasa Ramothran. And Ladia is number 6. So that is 6 out of 29. Now, have I added up all of those numbers correctly? That would be 20.7%. I think that would add up. Then that's 16%. Okay. So then finally, we've got 20.6% wealthy. That is 1/5 of the population. So immediately, this is a place that raises a lot of questions. First of all, what's going on here? Why is there a place that has such a high population of known criminals? Additionally, why are there so many people here who tolerate this? I think really we've got more questions here than answers in Pelagiad. However, I feel fairly confident in that the statistics I have gathered are as accurate as I am able to make them as a single individual operating without any oversight or support from anyone whatsoever, or even any recognition. With all of those things in mind, I think it's fair for me to say that I've done all that I have been able to do for the people of Pelagiad. I have done everything within my power to assess their employment statistics. I don't believe there's any more I can do, as I am only one person who has not been trained for this sort of economic complexity far beyond the scale of what I was trained for, frankly. So, I think the question is, where do we go from here? Because let's be honest, I think that's all we can do for today. It's been a late stream. I'm aware of that. I am very grateful to everyone who was able to come along. It was quite nice, actually. I quite enjoyed doing a stream a little later in the day than usual. And at the end of the day, it seems that next week I will be examining Balmora. Now I'm hoping. I've heard a lot about Balmora. I've heard that it is kind of the jewel of the local region. So I remain optimistic that Balmora will be a nice, stable location comparatively to everything else that I have currently been dealing with. Who knows? That may not be an accurate assumption. But we will find out. And in the meantime, we will find someone to raid. So let's see who is streaming for us to move on to. I do genuinely want to thank people for coming along for this. I've been having a lot of fun with this kind of role-playing experience. It's been very, very fun being a severely beleaguered a very beleaguered individual who is struggling with being a civil servant in the world of Morrowind. Okay, so I think we are going to raid I learned to roleplay things other than quests. Yeah, yeah. It's really good. It's very fun getting to play as a census taker, as ridiculous as this stream is. And I would highly recommend to anyone who is curious, you can get you probably already own Morrowind. Um it's been in a whole bunch of video games bundles over the years. Um there are other ways to obtain video games that I can neither endorse nor discount from the reality of existence. So I will leave that up to you. I would advise against the purchase of Bethesda products at the moment due to the ongoing uh, boycott, divestment, and sanctions campaign against Microsoft, with a particular focus on Xbox Game Studios and their subsidiaries. So, if you want to play Morrowind, I would recommend it. I would recommend not spending any money in order to do so. Maybe ask a friend who already has a copy. Borrow their CD. Okay. Well, let's raid Cream Soda Gal, who is playing hardcore mod pack for Minecraft. So, yeah, we'll have a go. We'll watch some Minecraft. We'll watch some hardcore entertainment. Uh, not in that way. And thank you all for watching. It's been really great. A raid. Yeah, there we go. It's all set up. So yeah, I will see you all next week, and we will take census of Balmora. See you later. Oh, and it will be at normal time again. All right, bye.